2.5 years ago, I flew to Costa Rica and met up with somebody for the first time. That somebody is Nick, or Mr. Vivarium, as some of you may know. Turns out a foreign country is a great place to hang out, so I thought, why not do it again? But this time, let's make it YouTuber edition. Hopefully you've seen these guys before and are ready to experience the trip of a lifetime in Costa Rica 2021. Now, before I reveal who will be trekking through the jungle with myself, I do want to make sure you guys click that subscribe button as well as follow me on Instagram, because Instagram is going to be the place where all of the stuff is happening real time. We'll be posting to our stories, hopefully posting photos as well, and then later on there'll be an epic few videos for you guys on YouTube. Now, as you guys all know, I have been to Costa Rica before, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and it is an insanely biodiverse country, and I cannot wait to explore more of it, not just for reptiles, but for plants, because I'm a huge plant guy. I also love mammals and primates specifically, so I'm really looking forward to see some of those things as well. However, this video is going to focus on the wish list reptiles that I really hope we find. I obviously understand that chances are we won't see all of them, and maybe none of them, but it's still going to be an awesome time. Before we get started with the herps that I really hope to see, make sure you leave who you think will be coming on the trip as well in the comments down below. No cheating. None of that crap. Some of the species that we saw, not many other people get to see. We saw the flying tree frog. We saw the Crusiohyla sylviae. We saw a lemur tree frog. We also saw Fertilance, but unfortunately I didn't really get any of it on film. Now, with that said, that's definitely not all of the cool animals that we found. There was a ton that we either didn't document or that I just don't think is worth mentioning on this video. But if you guys haven't seen the Costa Rica video, make sure you click up in one of the top two corners here, and you guys will be able to go check that video out and see some of the crazy stuff that we saw while we were there. This video is just kind of like me putting it out there to the world that, like, just please let me see a few of these species and everything will be good in the world. Costa Rica is one of the most biodiverse places in the world, and there is going to be a ton of stuff that we see. I'm going to talk about some of the amphibians right now. It is tough to pick a small list of animals that I really want to see, but the beginning one is going to be the spiny-headed tree frog, Anotheca spinosa, as I believe how it's pronounced. What's not to love about them? Their coloration, the like crown of spikes they have along their back. I'm really hoping to find some, photograph them, video them, and just enjoy that crazy cool looking frog. The next one is one that has been gaining a little bit of popularity in the, I guess, herp trade and the reptile trade, and it is the Cochranella granulosa, otherwise known as the granulated glass frog. What's not to like about it? It's a beautiful spotted green, bright eyes, and is just a stunning frog overall. I think there's a few people in Canada with them, and it is definitely a dream species of mine to own. But what's awesome is maybe I'll be able to see it in the wild before I get to own it. Take some notes down in my little notebook that I'll be bringing. Now, remaining in the Centralinidae family, or the glass frog family, there is a holy grail. The holy grail glass frog is the ghost glass frog. A relatively not so striking creature, but when it opens its eyes and you get to see those bright ghost blue eyes, oh man, I can't wait. If we see one of those, I will be so ecstatic. That's gonna wrap it up for the frogs. It's a relatively short list. I did actually end up seeing a lot of the dart frogs and such that are in Costa Rica when I was there last time, so those aren't necessarily on my list, although they are probably on the list of the people that I'm going with. Now, the next category that I'll be covering is very numerous. There are a ton of different species that are found, lizards in Costa Rica, but I'm gonna try and keep it to like 3 to 5 for you guys. Now, we are starting it off super strong with the helmeted basilisk, or Corytophanes cristatus. They're definitely one of the truly iconic lizards. They are fairly widespread, so you see them relatively frequently, but they're just one of the iconic lizards in the hobby, at least, that is kind of a, not necessarily a holy grail lizard, but definitely one that when it comes, it sells pretty quickly. Now, as you guys know, the world has some crazy cool geckos out there, and Costa Rica is no exception to that. I think my top gecko species that we could find would be Gonatodes albogularis, or the yellow-headed gecko. This is one of the true kind of representatives of the whole genus. So if we could see one, that would be really cool. And the final lizard on the list is going to be something that is quite cryptic, but would be super cool to find just for like the nerd plant lover inside of me, and that is the bromeliad lizard. Anadia ocellata is the scientific name for it, and it is a very cryptic brown looking lizard, but it looks a lot like the long-tailed grass lizards that are behind me. It has a very long tail and is very small. Now the rest of the video is going to have all snakes, but I'm going to do one more category before I reveal who is the people that are coming on the trip with me and who, I guess, facilitated the trip, in all honesty. And that category is going to be all the non-venomous snakes that I want to see, as well as the opisthologlyphus, or the rear-fanged snakes. We're going to cover that now. There are so many that are native to Costa Rica that it was very challenging to narrow it down to even the several that I ended up narrowing it down to. Starting it off strong, I think it would be foolish of me to say that I would love to see any boid in Costa Rica. Honestly, any of them. Like, literally, the boa constrictor, the annulated tree boa, the green tree boa, the rainbow boa, or the dwarf boa would all be insane finds, I suppose, to me personally. Now moving into the world of the keelbacks, there's several species that are found in Costa Rica. I think the holy grail for me would be the ebony keelback, or Chironeus grandis squamous. One of the coolest, just relatively jet black snakes, but would be super cool to find. I would be very happy with that. Who doesn't want to find an all black snake? Like, honorable mention to the Musarana as well. And I think one of the kind of mainstays of the colubrid hobby is Drymarchon, and there is one native to Costa Rica, and that is the black-tailed crivo, or Drymarchon melanurus, and that would be just insane. I've held the black-tailed crivo at Brian's place, and just finding one in the wild would be absolutely nuts. Mostly because it really does resemble an elapid, and I swear if I stumbled upon like a 7-8 foot giant of a black-tailed criboa, that would make me so happy inside. I would die a happy man. I would jump into it and enjoy the ride. The next one is on the list because of my guilty pleasure, my crutch coffee. The ringneck coffee snake is definitely on my list. It is really a gorgeous snake, not something too crazy common, I don't think, and I really hope to find one. Just the red body, the ring around the neck, and just a really cool name, especially for somebody who loves coffee. Why hasn't anybody done that? Made like a coffee bag with a ringneck coffee snake around? Stored. And now the last one on the list is going to be the tiger rat snake, or I think some people also call it the chicken snake, which I don't really understand, but it is the Spilotes pilatus. That is one of the coolest rat snakes around, and it would be insane to find one. Again, another massive colubrid that would be kind of terrifying to see in the wild, but would also be a super rewarding snake to see, photograph, and film. I've been keeping you guys in the dark for long enough. I think it is time to announce who I will be going with, who facilitated the trip, and those that I have to thank. But before I do that, you guys have one last chance to go down to the comment section, leave who you think will be coming with us, leave anywhere between 2 and 4 names. They are reptile YouTubers, of course. Don't worry, I'll wait. Hopefully you guys are fast typers. Or just pause the video, that works too. Oh man. You guys had enough time. Type faster.
Snakes. My name's Adam, this is Jimmy, you're watching Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles, stick around.
What's up everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Dion and you're watching Reptiliatus. And of course, if you haven't met, this is my green tree monitor.
Yes, that is correct. My good friend Dion from Reptiliatus. Thank you for inviting me on this trip. It is you who facilitated it all. As well as Adam from Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles will be coming on this trip. Facilitated and I guess organized by Christian from CR Wild. I'll leave a link to his website as well to his YouTube channel and everything all down below for you guys to check out. I want to thank you both for putting this on and allowing me and Adam to come. The plan for the trip is we're going to be traveling across Costa Rica, herping, finding some really cool stuff to show you guys, and filming it along the way. We will be traveling, as far as I know, mostly in the Caribbean side of Costa Rica, but I think we're going to kind of venture back and forth. If you guys aren't familiar with the geography of Costa Rica, Google. We'll be trekking across Costa Rica for about a week. Well, exactly a week actually. As you have seen, these are all the animals that I'm really stoked to see. There's more to it for me. I know me personally, I love plants, I love mammals, I just love nature in general. I'm gonna be obsessed with little plants growing on the side of the tree, or just like some ants and stuff like that. I think one of the best parts is that that's all going to be caught on camera for you guys. We are bringing one of Dion's friend Nadim, a videographer, so it will be hopefully shot some nice crispy B-roll for you guys. Make sure you get hyped. If you aren't subscribed to me, again, do so. If you aren't following me on Instagram, again, do so. Christian from CR Wild, Dion from Reptiliatus, and Adam from Wickens Wicked Reptiles. But for those of you who made it this far into the video, if you can please leave your video suggestions in the comments down below, that would be much appreciated. I'm thinking of doing some videos, like a wild, evidence-based guide to keeping certain animals in the wild. I'm not sure yet. I really don't want to be like called out for copycatting or anything like that. Yeah, I won't go into that. Please leave your video suggestions down in the comments down below. I will definitely consider everything. I think that's enough blabbling about the trip from me. Why don't we continue on with the last couple front fang venomous snakes, the vipers. It's mostly vipers. Let's go. First on my list, and I don't know if we're actually going to be in the area of where we can see it, but the top viper that I want to see is the black and green palm pit viper. Its scientific name is Bothrachus nigroviridis. I mean, how can you not love this snake? It is just a stunning combination of, like its common name, black and green, but the bulky head, the beautiful greens, and just peppered with the black is just a stunning snake. I really hope we can see this. I'm definitely going to send it to Christian and be like, hey man, can we please see this? Like, please, pretty please. The next one I feel like you guys all have seen coming, and I think it's pretty common in Costa Rica. It is the eyelash pit viper, the Bothrachus sledulei. I'm sorry, Will, don't shoot me. There are a few different species that live in Costa Rica. I don't really care which one we see. I assume we're gonna see one, but now that I say that, we're not gonna see one. So the second to last one on the list is definitely the Central American neotropical rattlesnake. The neotropical rattlesnakes are just something different. They're a different creature. They look so cool, and I really hope I get to see one. I'm not crossing my fingers on this one, but you know, I'll throw it up there and maybe somebody can slam it down. Let's go! Now the last viper that I really hope to see is a black-headed bushmaster. I do really hope that we can find one, but honestly, I would settle for just a normal bushmaster as well. They're super hard to come by and are very rare, so I'm not crossing my fingers on that. This is my hopes and dreams caught on camera, so you guys are living them with me. And that does it, friends. To those of you who made it to the very end of the video, make sure you leave in the comment section what you are most excited for me to see or hope that I see. I don't know, whatever way you want to put it. Do so in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys all very much for watching. Again, subscribe to me, subscribe to everybody in the description down below, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. If you did like this kind of video, make sure you click that like button. Click subscribe for more crazy content coming in the near future. Again, leave all those comments that I asked you to leave in the comment section down below. I answer every single one, so maybe start a conversation with me. I don't know. Do what you want. It's your life. I want to thank you guys all very much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Later.